So you want to reinvent yourself? Well, let me give you 5 habits that will help you successfully do that. How's it going, Reinventors? I'm Amelia. This is Reinventing You, the channel where you can be inspired to take your own reinventing journey so that you can live a life of joy, fulfillment, and purpose. I'm now posting weekly videos, and if you like this channel, please give me a thumbs up. If you have not subscribed, I invite you to do that now. Welcome back, Reinventors, and for those of you who are just joining the reinventing journey or the reinventing process, I'm so glad that you are here. Don't forget to check out some of my other videos that I have in the comments and description below. I want to give you 5 habits to help you be successful in your reinventing journey. Now, I did not make these up. I wish I could have said that. But I did find these on the internet, and it was simply 5 habits for success, I think may have been what I found. But when I thought about it, I thought, this really does work when you're reinventing yourself. I was a pastor, I retired early and decided to reinvent myself. I'm still in that process, but I want to encourage you to reinvent yourself as well. Now, the first thing that I would recommend is to write it down. And I've said this before, a lot of people are not, like, they don't write things down, but I'm a writable person. That's not a word. I like to write things down. And one of the things that does help is to write something down, what your goal, your parameter for reinventing yourself, and put it where you can see it. In other words, don't just write it down and stick it in a drawer, which I actually have done that too. But what do you want? What is it that is bugging you? What is it that you always wish you could have done? Write it down and put it where you can see it. Don't just continue to mull it over, but in order to make it reality, in order to successfully accomplish what you want, you really need to write it down. The second way to be successful in reinventing yourself is to change how you see and speak about yourself, how you think about yourself. I know that I've always been someone who has a hard time taking compliments. When people said, "Oh, you did that really well," then I'll say, "Oh, well, yeah, but I messed up here at the beginning, or I stumbled here, or did whatever." And it's very hard for me to say, "Thank you," or, "You know what, I'm very proud of myself," or, "I've accomplished a lot by doing this," or, "It's been a long journey, but I made it." All those kinds of things. You have got to stop putting yourself down when you speak. You have got to talk about yourself in a positive light. Now, I know there are some people, you know them, you probably may have related to some of them, who always talk about themselves. And as a former pastor, I have to say that there's a lot of preachers out there who always preach a positive story about themselves. They're always the hero in the story. And the problem with that is that it doesn't include humility, which I think is a part of being someone who follows Christ, but that's another video. But what I'm saying is, too often we don't make ourselves into the heroes, that we do tend to be so self-critical. But if you change how you think and speak about yourself, if you, like, say you have a dream of being a writer, call yourself a writer. In fact, I saw one video or article or something that said to actually put that in your title. When you on your emails, when you can at the bottom say your name, you can have like a closing for your emails, Amelia Sims, writer, that kind of thing. To really incorporate who you want to be with who you are now. You get on a plane and somebody else, "Well, what do you do?" "Well, I'm a writer." If you are, I don't know, like I said, on social media, Amelia Sims, writer, it says, "What do you do?" On like Facebook and things like it wants some personal information. Well, you put that out there. When you are thinking about yourself, don't think, "Oh, well, I'm an office worker. Instead of saying I'm an office worker, say I'm a writer who happens to be working right now in an office, but I'm a writer. You have got to change how you think and speak about yourself, and that will help you be successful in reinventing yourself. It's also helpful to find people with similar goals. I don't know how many times I've seen when people are reinventing themselves, they are looking for people who are also reinventing themselves, especially in the same way. And this is a place, a safe place where you can find others who are trying to reinvent themselves and, find other people who are reinventing themselves in the same way, whether it's relationships or their career or maybe even their health. Find people who have similar goals and, hang out with them. If good health is a goal of you, if you're reinventing yourself to be a more healthy person, join a gym or an exercise class where you can find similar minded people. Or maybe, join something like Weight Watchers or Overeaters Anonymous, where people are having that same goal that you have. Surround yourself with them, participate with them. You will be more successful in reinventing yourself. Learn one new skill or one new thing about yourself every single day. And I can't tell you how many times I was like, oh, well, I've learned something new today, that kind of thing. But really, that should be our goal every day. It doesn't always have to be toward reinventing yourself, although that is helpful to learn a new skill. One of the things I've been doing is trying to, and not always successful, watch a YouTube video on a topic that's going to help me in my reinventing goals. For instance, right now I've been watching about cameras because I really need a new camera. I've been using my iPhone for some time. So I've been watching about, what kind of camera is the best for YouTubers. And I've got sort of a, goal in mind of how much money I want to spend and what I want to do. Also, I collect. If I see a video, I put it on watch later, and I try to spend time every single day to watch one of those videos and learn something in the process. So every day, take some time to learn something new, a new skill, or something about yourself. And the fifth thing to help you be successful in reinventing yourself is all about self-care. I've talked about this before in terms of self-esteem or in terms of, being yourself. Self-care is, you've got to love yourself. You've got to be your best cheerleader. You've got to make sure you are taking care of yourself. It is the quintessential story of being on an airplane and the oxygen masks drop down. You have got to put yours on first. There's no way that you can help anyone else unless you've helped yourself. Are you taking care of yourself? Are you, not selfishly putting yourself first, but are you doing the things that you need to do to help yourself? Sometimes that is really hard, especially as women. Women don't do as well with self-care. But that has got to be a priority. If you're reinventing yourself, then self-care has got to come first. And one final thing to think about in being successful in reinventing yourself is to start where you are. Just begin today. If you're going to learn a little something about yourself or a new skill, make it a small one, do it. Don't worry that you're not there yet, or you don't have the money, or you don't have the skills yet, or you don't have the time yet. Begin where you are. What can you do? One of my favorite quotes is, don't let the things you can't do stop you from doing the things you can. So start where you are and you will be successful in reinventing yourself. I hope these 5 habits have been helpful for you. Let me know in the comments below which one you favor or which one you think is going to be the most helpful in your own reinventing process. I'm Amelia. This is Reinventing You. Have a great one.